really like what she's done with the place. Oh, hey everyone, Future David here, coming out of semi-retirement because Future Maureen's got a lot going on right now, and I wanted to step in and help her out a little bit, since she's being so nice to make sure I don't have to rack my brain about this anymore. But I digress. We've got a little bit of an issue over here, and that's why I'm here to adjust things and explain the situation. So, full disclosure, Alan, Abysme, and I got together to record The Devil's Double Part 2 for Dr. Satan, and we were most of the way through it, and then suddenly, Alan's internet died. Apparently, the Herald of Google Fiber has struck again. And it's very unfortunate because at that point, we were all getting ready to go off on different things. We tried to get one last recording in, get it all ready before we left. But now that's not happening. We will be able to revisit it and pick up where we left off as soon as we're all back together again. But until then, there's going to be a little bit of a dry spell. So me and Kayla and Abysme got together to record a one-off. And it turns out that that one-off is, despite my best efforts in research, is copyrighted. So that might be lost episode material. I don't know for sure. It's a little hazy, but if you've heard me talking about The Crowd before, well, that might give you an idea. But we do have the Dregs. And normally, the Dregs are reserved for folks on our Patreon, patreon.com/creativehorror. But with Future Maureen's permission, I've decided to put it in the microwave, reheat it, put a little tin foil around it, and offer it all to you. Last time we did a little charcuterie board of Dregs samples, I guess. Today, though, you're getting the full thing. Just the Dregs disconnected from everything else. As rambly and as weird and as wacky as the stream of consciousness is, you're going to get all of it. So I hope you enjoy. Please be patient with us as we try to get things back on track for Dr. Satan. And we hope to see you all again very soon. I mean, I should know. I'm in the future. You just mentioned The Great Gatsby's in the public domain.
Yeah, there's a bunch of books that I'm like, oh, a lot of things are entering in the public domain. I mean, we've already seen, like, hey, guess what? This is getting into the public domain. Guess what horror movie's being made?
Yeah, I want someone to do the horror version of The Great Gatsby.
So there's one horror movie coming out that I'm interested in it, but there's a horror element that I know doesn't work with me, but I love the idea. I don't know if you've seen trailers for Together.
No, I haven't.
So, have you ever heard of the myth of the two lovers, or like this was part of Plato's Symposium, where once upon a time there were three genders and everyone had two heads or four arms. There was the female, male, and androgynous, and they were all happy and all that. And the god Zeus said, "Fuck you! I hate this happiness," and split them in half. And that's how we got male and female sexes, and everybody's separated. And they're like, "Oh no, where's my other half?" And then they said, "You know what? We'll allow sex to happen, so that way." So that again, this is a made up myth that was part of Plato's Symposium.
Plato was into some shit. I love that.
I don't know if it was Plato himself, but like one of his
contemporaries.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was a part of the symposium.
Okay.
Who was a humorist, from what I read. I can't remember his name. That's a myth, and it's pretty well known. I mean, there's in the musical Hedwig and the Angry Inch. There's a whole song about it, and it's just recently they're like, what if we made this kind of into a horror movie? So for the movie Together that's coming out in August, it's about a couple who are going through some marriage problems and then end up falling into a cave, and then after this experience, they keep wanting to join together. And yes, it's supposed to give the idea that this is going to be a body horror where eventually they're trying to fuse together.
Neat.
Okay. I'm down.
Yeah, as I'm like, oh, that's not a bad idea. However, so there's already a couple issues. It's already gotten controversy because of the fact that there was another very much smaller movie that had that same sort of premise.
Uh-oh.
And they're claiming you stole our script.
Is this a Clonus horror situation, potentially?
It's hard to say because the two actors that are that are the couple is Alison Brie and Dave Franco, who are actually married in real life. And apparently, this guy sent the script to Dave Franco, and he turned it down, like the indie movie.
Okay.
But it has that same sort of premise. From what I gather, is but from what I read of the other movie, it's a one night stand that end up waking up being fused rather than.
Oh, okay. So much simpler, kind of just like what if scenario.
Yeah, and I guess I don't know. It's like when does an idea become like, oh, but I came up with it first? Don't take that.
That is the question that every IP litigation contemplates.
So I remember, well, with the Clonosaurus situation with the island, I was informed there are three ways you can determine if it's actually a ripoff. One, you were able to see this film, like the original film that is being ripped off. Two, there's a storyline that mimics it. But another thing is three, the story beats have to match as well, which is why the island got sued, because a lot of the story beats and a lot of like things that happen in the island also occurred in the Clonosaurus. So, and from what I read in articles, there is one weird thing, which I hate that I'm like, it's like, is this really a spoiler? Apparently both movies end with the song When Two Become One by Spice Girls.
Oh, man. That's that's something that probably, and I hate to say this, should be litigated, but I don't envy the process.
But from what I gather, story, other than the fusing together, the stories sound very different. But it is that idea of like, oh, but I came up with this idea first, so dibs. Although, in all honesty, the idea of turning this kind of, I don't want to say famous, well, it is famous. What am I saying?
Yeah.
It's a pretty well-known story into a body horror. It's like, I mean, isn't that no different from like, thinking of like fairy tales that are in the public domain? Because I can assure you, Plato's Symposium is in the public domain.
Oh, well, for sure.
Well, if the argument is that I sent you a script and you're ripping off my script, then sure. But if it's you can't have the same idea for adapting a myth, then no, you don't have anything.
The idea intrigues me. The only thing is I get queasy around body horror.
Sure.
So it's like, shit. How do I, I feel like with that sort of thing, I have to very much mentally prepare for it in advance. The same way, it's kind of like Society. Like, Society, I don't know why. Society, I saw so many images and pictures until it numbed me. So when I finally saw the scene, I'm just like, okay, this isn't as bad.
Right.
But like, if I come in, for example, I saw Slither, and at the end of it, I'm like,
Slither was a lot.
Yeah.
I'll give you that.
Okay, that doesn't make me, because it's a comedy, so my brain is like, oh, people are thinking, oh, Slither's not that bad.
No, Slither's a lot.
I mean, there's a lot of comedy there's comedy that's just disturbing and or horror comedy can still be horrific and yet still be a comedy. The comedy doesn't necessarily pull away from certain things. I mean, look at people bring up Tusk all the time as being particularly horrific.
Oh yeah,
Sure.
that movie's kind of a rough watch, I'm not gonna lie. But Tusk is arguably can be seen as either bad or good. It's a very divisive movie.
Right.
For sure.
That's not me making a defense for the movie either. To be fair, I've never actually seen Tusk.
I have.
I just
it's a rough watch.
Okay.
But I think the thing that bugged me the most is that our lead's job is as a podcast creator, and apparently is making money from a podcast idea that's like, this would never generate enough funds to have a fucking living, let alone like their podcast is called the Not-C Party.
Oh God.
Yeah, I'm like, nope, this is unrealistic. This is so fucking unrealistic.
Well, no, you're wrong. That would fly today and probably get, presidential funding.
Okay, you're right. Oh my God.
It would be huge.
Yep. Basically, one of the guys is going to, he goes to Canada to get a story, discovers that the story is a bust, so ends up following a newspaper ad that says, I need, if you need to stay for the night, and then learns that then that's what leads to this guy basically chopping up this guy and making him into a
walrus.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is a hard watch.
I figured. There's a movie. This is slightly unrelated, but I don't know. It might already be out, but it probably isn't, but I don't know. Honey, Don't.
Oh, that's coming out soon. It's not out yet. I want to see that.
I really want to see it
badly.
Yeah.
I've heard of that one.
It's it's a Coen Brothers film.
Oh, okay.
And it's basically a typical like
it's a Coen Brothers film.
It's a Coen Brothers it's a Coen Brothers murder mystery. Basically, our Honey is our detective who is solving the case and of this like girl who's gone dead and maybe involved with a religious cult. But apparently it's the second movie in the lesbian trilogy that they're writing. And I'm like, I'm here. I am so here for this. And it has Audrey Plaza, which means it's going to get, I'm like, oh, it's even better.
Well, they were definitely like low key, like flirting in the opening scene of the trailer. I'm like, okay, I'm here for this.
Yes.
What was the first movie then?
Let me look that up.
I need to know. This isn't vital information for our everyday life.
From what I gather, if I recall, this first movie is very Drive Away Dolls.
Wow, I just have not been keeping up with the Coen Brothers then.
Well, it's specifically Ethan Coen and his wife.
Ah.
Yeah, it's without Joel, but the it still has that looks like the Coen Brothers vibe. It's the second in a lesbian B movie trilogy. That's what they.
That's awesome. Damn.
Yes. Which I'm like, oh my god!
Are they in the same universe, or is it just one of those things where it's connected by theme, kind of like the Cornetto trilogy?
I have no idea. Margaret Qualley is the lead in both of them, but I think she's playing two different characters in each one. But what I'm seeing is that it's also Pedro Pascal's in the first one too. Huh,
Damn, I feel like he's everywhere these days.
Yeah, he is
for good reason.
Yeah.
But from what I've gathered, Drive Away Dolls is quite that's apparently also a difficult movie to watch.
Okay.
I mean, as I'm scrolling through the premise, I'm seeing words like decapitates and and wild goose chase and dildos and dog racing track.
Movies all over the place.
Yeah.
Seriously. That makes me see. I'm now interested in seeing that just because of all the weird words you've thrown at me. That's great.
Yep. It could be just like, it's less of a tough watch and more of it gets overly sexual because I'm seeing a lot of sexual stuff in this.
Good. That's good for us too, though.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people, maybe it's just younger audiences, are very less comfortable with sexual content in movies. Mm-hmm. Or so I have been told.
Yeah, again, I don't know for sure. This is what I keep hearing. He's like, oh, the generation below us, they're all prudes now. I'm like, are you sure?
Yeah.
It's weird because it's like, well, this generation's like this. And I'm like, why?
Thank you for the blanket statement.
There's certain things.
The only thing I can say here, I'm sorry. The only thing I can say here is that the one thing I can say for certain is the generation after us and the one after that is screwed. But sorry to any Gen Z listeners out there. I love you all. I'm sorry. We tried, but unfortunately the boomers had too much power and we were never able to get what we wanted. So
from what I've gathered, it's I think the only thing that I feel defines the generations are what are the environmental factors. I cannot figure out there's no environmental factors that say, oh, they're like this because they're prudes because of this situation. The only one I'm like, apparently Gen Z, which you can obviously see, is that they're more interested in horror. They're more comfortable with death. They're more comfortable with taboo, that sort of taboo stuff because of the fact they know they're screwed. Because they know
possibly.
That's why a lot of shows have become like this is probably why Five Nights at Freddy's is popular, as well as that's how the musical Ride the Cyclone became popular as well. And same with Beetlejuice as well. Well, also TikTok is the
Well, yeah, TikTok is the vehicle for anything now.
Yes. So
Well, 5 nights I totally understand because the generation before them, i.e. us, has spent nothing but, every waking moment going, man, working sucks and I hate it. And then they're like, I have to go to college for what? So
Yeah.
I don't blame them. I really don't.
no.
And part of the horror is working a literal dead end job where you can be killed by a bear or a chicken or a fox.
You're killed by the job. The subject matter of your job will kill you, and you have a boss who doesn't even interface with you, and you're paid diddly squat. So,
holy shit!
Oh
my god! You just touched on themes of Five Nights at Freddy's that people don't ever touch upon.
Well,
I don't even know if Scott Cawthon probably somewhat subconsciously put this in here, maybe consciously. And say what you want about FNAF, like everything after maybe the first 3 games is like okay, whatever. Yeah. But that first one, no, it's scary for a reason. It resonated for a reason.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're stuck. Yeah. And you know what? That can. You've hit on something that I hadn't really thought about, but it's all coming to light. A lot of these popular indie horror mascot games or some of these games are always like, you're going to do a job and it sucks. Look at Lethal Company.
Yeah.
Hugely popular. Look at, what was That's Not My Neighbor.
Oh, yeah.
You're a door guard. You have to make sure that at a building, you're working the night shift. You have to make sure that doppelgangers don't get into the building. I only know these because I keep getting cast in those Five Nights at Freddy's. No, not Five Nights at Freddy's. Yes, Five Nights at Freddy's, but also any of these random encounters musicals that are like these indie horror games. We tend to be involved in. Kayla and I were both in that one.
I also know that Gen Z is really pushing for the why do I have to do this?
Yes, that's why they want it.
Yeah, so
they're even more lore fiends than like we are. So they're like, I want to know the deep lore. Give us deep lore in this everything that we have, and they want to theorize and do everything because they want to know why are we here.
But I'm in the
why are we doing this?
So for my job, I am in the strong belief, at least for my job, that I work from 8 to 5, and once it's 5 p.m., I'm done. Unless there's like a couple things I need to finish up. Like it's like, okay, I can finish this in 5 minutes. I'll just do this now since it just popped up. I'll finish it quickly and then end my day.
Yeah.
But like unless there's an emergency situation, there's no reason for me to keep fucking working and be available and all that until like every waking moment of the day. That's crazy.
Yeah.
The person underneath, like who replaced me as an assistant, said, "Oh, it was so." She's like, "It was tough because I got an email from our boss and last night, so I had to finish this at 8 p.m." I'm like, "Don't do that."
Yeah, don't do that.
And she's like, "What?" I'm like, "No, don't do that." And she's like, "What do you mean, don't do that?" I said, "Wait until the next day when you're in the office
and you're actually being paid for your time."
Yes, don't do that. And she's like, "But I want to prove that I'm doing a good job." And I'm like, "No, our supervisor doesn't give a shit about that. They do know. We're not doctors. We're not saving lives. It's not." You trying to approve like these permission things is not going to be the end of the world if you don't do it tonight. So don't do that.
I feel bad for. I mean, a lot of the people we're starting to hire are younger than me at this point for not entry level, but definitely like lower level positions than where I'm at. So a lot of them tend to be younger, and the certain technological things have just not been taught to them, or just they aren't a facet of their education or just their exposure. And when I say that, I mean like the concept of Googling something to figure out the answer.
Yes. Yeah.
It's lost. And I have to say it. And I'm not trying to be obtuse with them. Because one thing is like, go look at this court docket for this court in this city. Hey, I couldn't really find it from the front page. Okay, well, did you Google it? No. Okay, well, I Googled it, and granted, I know where it is, but how do you think I found it? And it's just a thing I have to continually bring up that just doesn't occur to them because they didn't have to Google everything, like we did. And that sucks. It's not their fault. I'm not blaming them.
It kind of still baffles me too, because they grew up with the internet. I wasn't taught to Google. No. I just did it.
Yeah.
But I mean,
and even in that essence, you're still better at that than I am.
Yeah. But like I work at a university, and I had student workers, and I had one student worker. I said, "Oh, can you look up?" I forget the reason it was, but it required her to look up different schools. And she's like, "Well, how do I do that?" And I'm like, "What do you mean? How do you do that? You Google it." And I'm like, "Well, what do you mean? What do I Google for?" Did I not explain myself well enough? You look up the different schools and try to look for this.
Put in their names and then put in your search query.
But how do I search? What do you mean? How do you search? Go to fucking google.com and type up that.
And I think a lot of it's like a hesitation rather to like do something wrong.
Yeah, it is.
But
it is.
You're learning a job, and to bring it back to this explosion of indie games about doing basic jobs, just jobs, and something going wrong, and then a horrific thing happens, or like being under stress and then something horrific happens, really does feel like it's just the zeitgeist of a generation terrified of entering the workforce.
That actually reminds me of a personal experience I had.
Really? Okay. Go ahead. Yeah.
Okay. This is when I was very young. Okay. When I say very young, I was like maybe in my early teens, and I'm still getting used to using a search engine, but this was my first encounter with if you dig in the wrong place, something terrible will happen. I'm burying the lead a little bit here, but
sure.
First of all, do either of you, Bisme, I'm actually curious about this from you. Do either of you remember something called War Planets?
No.
Okay, so it was this toy line, and it was legit interesting. It was like, I don't quite remember how it is because I gave them away a long time ago, but I was obsessed with them for a while. They were these like miniature planets with different styles of them, and you could open them up, and they had all these things that were inside them. It was like a Micro Machine style thing, but it was like heavy sci-fi. It had a whole backstory and stuff. And it was the idea that the planets were all engineered to like travel through space and like fight each other. And they came with each planet had unique soldiers and spacecraft and alien figures that came with it, but they were all stored inside the little planet, and they could like come out. And they were about the size, like all these things were like the size of a large, like a ball that you could like fit in your hand. Right. But then there was a bigger one. I don't remember what the name of it. There was a big set that was the size of like a basketball. And that one was like the big enemy planet. And you could open it up, and there was a big claw that you could like control that would come out, clamp onto the other planets, pull them into it, and then the doors would close.
Whoa.
It was cool. It was like they were this I don't remember what the name of any of it was. Like all the lore to it is lost to me now. But it was like this, like all the planets were fighting, but then they were banding together against this giant artificial planet that was coming to like consume all the other worlds. It would like grab them, pull them into itself, and then they had to like get it out. I don't know. It was really fun for me as a kid. Anyway, I found out after years of this, I'm like, wait, there was like a TV show or something and that was based around war planets, and this is before like YouTube was like a thing,
Yeah.
So I was trying to find information on it, and I start Googling War Planets show, and eventually I find out there was like a British version. It was called like Rock Raiders in another country, so I'm looking that up. Somehow my Googling led me to a virus-tainted site, and suddenly my computer was flooded with a bajillion porn pop-ups.
Yeah.
And no matter how much I closed them, more would pop up, and it was really heinous shit, and I had to, in tears, go and confess to my mom. It's like, I swear to you, I wasn't looking up anything bad. I think a virus got into our computer, and now every time I do anything, there's just porn. It's everywhere.
Right.
So from that point forward, I was much, 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 much more leery about what I Googled or searched for. So that's a living example in my mind of like doing something innocent and then having just it completely fucking explode in your face. I don't think I told you that story before, had I?
No, you haven't.
That's a lot better than mine. I was just trying to download music on a file sharing platform, and I got screwed over by the very, very common side effect of that. I wasn't trying to do something innocent. I was trying to get fucking like System of a Down songs for free.
Hey, it's all good. I mean, you got to get that chop suey, and then suddenly
gotta.
See, I went through Morpheus to download songs. and it was just a long download wait. It would take like hours, and I'm like, okay, I guess I gotta wait for the song. But like, I've never had that happen to me before, where like I went to the wrong website and it fucked up my computer completely.
I think I only had that happen to me once, but it was just like, I don't know, computers were a lot more simple back then. If you just kind of like reset your OS or whatever, it's like what did I lose? Files that I don't need. Who cares? Then
again, when I was younger, I stuck to Angel Fire and GeoCities when I looked up. So that might have been why.
I know I've talked about this before, but you've mentioned, it takes like an hour to download. Yeah, no, downloading one fucking song back then, because we were all on fucking, 256 fucking kilobyte dial-up. And even after that, it still wasn't very fast. That was kind of a blessing in disguise, because it was, okay, well, there's no point for me to sit on the internet now, so I guess I'll go, I don't know, read a fucking book.
Yep.
Something good with my time. And now everything is instantaneous, nigh instantaneous. And
we can appreciate it. Other people can't.
No.
I mean, it's true. I remember being on stuff where I would go to watch Flash cartoons, and it would take a million years to load the Flash cartoons. I'd be like, okay, well, while that's happening, I'm going to go somewhere else and like, I don't know, like you said, read a book or go outside, and then come back later and be like, oh, good, the cartoon downloaded. And what is it, like 3, 4, 5 minutes?
Maybe, if you're lucky.
I'm also realizing smaller games are probably becoming more popular because they're much more faster to download.
Oh, for sure, yeah. Although, I swear, dude, I've been downloading indie games that are still like 10 gigabytes large, and I'm like, there is no way you stuffed 10 gigs of information in this tiny fucking game about selling drugs to people. Come on.
Yeah.
It's all just uncompressed assets.
Yeah. What I find crazy is like looking at the comparison to like, say, downloading Oblivion Remastered and seeing it like at 100 plus gigabytes to download. And then you look at the original Oblivion, it's like 6.
Uh-huh. It's all that AI upscaling or something.
I hate it.
Oh, man. I went to San Jose for work a couple weeks ago. And Silicon Valley, of course, they can't talk about anything other than AI because every company is pouring billions of dollars into it. And there's always been just Silicon Valley advertising in SJC at the airport. Like, that's always been a thing. And in the past, it's been security, cloud computing, someone desperately trying to be an alternative to Zoom.
Mm-hmm.
When I got there, it was just AI, fucking everything. It was so annoying. When one of them, and I'll never forgive them for this, was, I don't even know what exactly they were selling AI to do, but all it said was, it had a picture of a tap, like a beer tap, for when you get a draft of beer, and it just said, putting the AI in IPA, which isn't even a good pun.
No.
Because the A and the I are backwards, and there's a P separating them, and I was like, and this was after my flight was late. They didn't load my bags onto the right plane. They put it on the flight behind me.
Oh, no.
I was so angry. That was the last thing I wanted to fucking see.
Why are we perpetually in the darkest timeline?
No, I don't know. This is why I'm watching Magic School Bus reruns.
Cruising on down Main Street. When life was as simple as figuring out whether or not you were going to escape from Arnold's body, you know?
Ooh, actually, see, funny enough, David and I said we have to purchase this game just because they're doing all the right things. Is Date Everything?
Date Everything?
It is exactly, okay.
It's so good. It's so good.
Sounds great.
So here's the great part about it. The story premise is you're a person who just got this new computer job, but you're now on, what is it?
Indefinite hold.
On indefinite hold, not being paid because AI is taking a bunch of jobs. And suddenly you're sent a pair of glasses which is like this high-tech glasses made by the company you work for. And you can use it to bring your items to life in your house. And you can date them. Yes, it is a dating sim. But when they say date everything, they mean everything. You can date the dust bunny under your couch. You could date your couch. You can date your office supplies.
Oh
I
my
think
god.
here's the best part about it, though. Because it's everything, they brought in like all voice actors. Like, yes, as many voice actors as you could possibly think of.
And it's like
Isn't
all
like,
the it's like almost all the like big like the voice actor talent, celebrity talent you can think of. It's just like it's not celebrities doing voices. No, it's just straight up like, hey, there's oh god, I'm trying to think of an example.
Well, the woman who actually played Keisha as a kid is the voice of the nightmare.
Oh, that's right. You brought it up because of the Magic School Bus.
Yes.
Wow.
Oh, that's right. There's a literal nightmare that comes to bother you, and you informed me, and I was like, "That's Keisha."
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Let me see. But this is actually like voice actors, not just not like famous actors playing.
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah.
Well, like for example,
the voice actress who plays Liara in Mass Effect is one of them. Yeah,
she's the magnifying glass.
She is a magnifying glass.
She's and by the way, when you view the objects, they get like a human persona, but they have motifs that are of that thing. And Maggie the magnifying glass is cute as fucking hell, and I want to date her so bad. But in order to date her, to keep the date arc going, we have to befriend the stupid fucking candelabra. And the candelabra is a ponce. I hate that guy because all he wants to do is he wants to generate scandal. So we need to already be in love achieve love rank with at least two other things, because that creates a love triangle. So there will be a scandal. So he'll be willing to talk to us. So Maggie will.
So here's a couple of examples. So that your glasses, the glasses that you use are also get personified, and they're voiced by Felicia Day. We've got Steve Blum as Abel the table.
Fuck off.
There's Matt Mercer is a D20.
Oh well. Of course, obligatory.
And then you've got oh my goodness, where is it? Dante Bosco apparently is in it. We have not run into him yet. Rufio from Hook and all that.
Okay.
Christina V, who plays Mars in the new Sailor Moon series, is
Crystal. Interesting.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Is the toaster. Erica Bauza, who does now all the voices for like Looney Tunes, is Dishy the dishwasher.
Jesus.
Oh, I can't. Oh, there's a set of gaming, like just like board game and gaming supplies called Parker, and that's voiced by Brendan Mulligan.
Parker.
Oh yeah. Oh, Deborah Wilson's in this as well.
Oh, wait, who's Deborah Wilson?
Her name is Winifred. We haven't run into her yet.
I bet she's the window.
You're probably right.
Winifred the window.
Oh, that's her.
Wallace the wall. There's like it's that kind of thing. You can date the walls, the floor, the ceiling.
Your sex toy is another one you can date.
That's awkward.
Erika Ishii.
Yeah, it plays the sex toy. Troy Baker.
Of course, Troy Baker.
Alejandro Saab, Hayden's husband.
Oh yeah.
Roger Craig Smith as Tony, who we've not run into. Oh, Ashley Johnson. Yeah, they just got
everybody. Wow.
Just to basically be like, fuck you, AI. We actors matter. We're going to get.
It's so far, it's a really good dating sim. I'm actually like invested in trying to like now date other people so we can we're gonna date. You can date, befriend, or hate. So you can, if you're someone you don't like, you can be like, fuck you, and you can build a hate status with them. But I want to befriend most of them and get into relationships with a bunch of them. We're currently trying to woo the office supplies. We already inadvertently got into a relationship with the wall.
And apparently there's a ghost in the game that you can also date.
Yeah, there's a ghost in the attic, but in order to get to the attic, we have to find a skeleton key, or maybe convince the bobby pin to unlock the door with their keen lockpicking skills. But in order to do that, we have to keep following the lockpick around, or the bobby pin around the house, and convincing them they're like a master of crime.
To bring it back
Yeah.
To and this links, trust me, to bring it back to Gen Z and alleged uncomfortableness with sexuality or sexual content or some shit. Like, I don't know how much I believe it, because all I ever saw was one Reddit thread where this happened, and I'm like, okay, well, that's Reddit. That doesn't mean anything. But as a complete denizen of the smutfic universe now, one thing I'm going to do is, I believe it's next year, I'll be going to a romance fiction con somewhere on the Northeast or whatever. I need to look it up again. But when I go, I'm going to keep my eye out to see if does Gen Z also do this? Because they're not far behind us in age. No. They would also be potentially, a demographic here. But every smut novel I read now, so far, and granted, I always gravitate towards the more sci-fi or supernatural ones. Right. All of them are, in some way, if not explicitly, then still a byproduct of the mechanisms of the plot, are removed from their normal lives. And every single character has in some way said, I don't have to go to work anymore. And all the problems of day-to-day life are no longer affect me. Now, granted, I have to eke out a survival on an ice planet now, but my student debt's gone. It's a very common trope now. Everyone's looking for escapism, and it's not just into romance, it's away from things.
That's why I play the Long Dark so much.
Right?
I'd rather survive alone in the Canadian wilderness than deal with capitalism.
Does number 2, do they say if it's going to have co-op?
It's supposed to, yes.
Oh, fuck.
God, I really want to do that.
That would be fun to stream.
Yeah.
Something to consider for the future.
Good evening, intrepid listeners. This is the Pasta Shade, the host of Midnight Marinara, and this podcast is part of CreativeHorror.com, a network of podcasts and creators working together to build a constructive community of horror fans. For more content like this, visit us at CreativeHorror.com.